thank you very much. So the three of us are going to share with you what we've been doing at the Ehlers-Danlos Society to try and help support with some form of infrastructure, various different models that help our clinical colleagues, help our communities internationally. And I'm going to present to you a little bit about the EDS ECHO program. I'm the ECHO lead at the Ehlers-Danlos Society, and I have to tell you now that I'm immensely proud of the EDS ECHO program. So I say that because it's made up of a huge family of utterly brilliant people that have given everything to this basically for free to make this work. And so if there are any facilitators in the room, if there are any speakers in the room, if there are any existing participants in the room, thank you so much for all the time that you give us. And a huge shout out to a relatively small administrative staff at the Ehlers-Danlos Society that just make this entire engine work. And it's quite incredible to me that they're able to do this. And we're on a journey, and I want it to grow from strength to strength as part of this process of supporting our communities internationally. So what is EDS ECHO? What are we actually trying to do? So we want doctors, nurses, therapists, midwives, pharmacists, health and social care administrators, community leaders, educators, advocates, anybody who's interested, come along, join the fun, to be better informed and more confident in their diagnosis and management of the Ehlers-Danlos syndromes and hypermobility spectrum disorders, and to be able to provide that care locally. Now, we have events, we have conferences, we have material on our websites, we have papers that get published, we have all this information. But there's an art to being able to disseminate it so it becomes meaningful on the ground, and that people have access to ongoing support to learn more, to feel they have mentors around them. A big thank you to Lara, because we were in Maastricht about 8 years ago when I had this conversation with her, and she said, "Have you heard of Project ECHO?" So Project ECHO, if you want to look it up, it's on our website. Against ECHO is the mothership. They built this model, and what we were able to do is become an affiliate, and this is how it works. So step one is this idea that people need to have easier access to specialty care. Great, but if it's not local, if it's not even regional, no chance. So how on earth do you do this? So there aren't enough clinicians with enough knowledge, there aren't enough centres everywhere. So what we wanted to do was to set up a system whereby if you were a clinician, and we started with the clinical ones first, you could access this product called EDS ECHO, where you could meet people who were experts, where you could meet people across a multidisciplinary area who could maybe help you with that particular problem or selection of problems that you had with your patient or your client where you were. And the whole idea is that you then build up a community of people who are much more familiar with each other, they're more comfortable talking about the issues with their patients, and we all start to develop that kind of network relationship. Now, your care is actually, it's still personalized, and it's still where you are, and it's provided by your specialist, but that specialist has got that infrastructure around them to support them with the help that they need to be able to provide that care. What does this actually mean in very straightforward terms? The two mantra that we have across the whole of Project ECHO, and we absolutely live and breathe by in EDS ECHO, is that you move the knowledge and not the people. If I can be of help to somebody who is in, I'm going to say Mexico City, because I've got colleagues who are doing amazing things in Mexico City, let's pick them, then why does the patient even need to think that they need to come to the United Kingdom? And it's nonsense for me to go to Mexico. The Mexican clinicians are there. So they dial up, and they talk to me, and they talk to Claire, and they talk to all of these other amazing people, and they say, "What do you think?" And we go, "Well, what about this? What about that? What about the other?" And they go, "Okay, I'm going to take that way. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you how it worked." Move knowledge, not people. The other thing is all teach, all learn. It is impossible for anybody to know everything, and it would be inappropriate for anybody to assume that they could step outside of their lane and try and do something about something that they didn't really have the knowledge base for, or even the professional qualifications for. So you bring more and more people from various different areas with various different expertise, and they share together. And for me, one of the most profound privileges of this entire work is that the breadth of that network and the breadth of the amazing people that I've got to be able to work with makes me somebody who knows an awful lot thanks to all of them. Somebody came up to me yesterday and said, "I've been told that you know everything." And I said, "I don't. I know everybody." And that's different, and that's what this does. So we have a structure where we have a whole program team, and they look after our facilitators, and each of our facilitators has a set of programs. We have a number of different types of programs across pediatrics, adult health, nutrition, all sorts of different things that matter that you would expect to be in this little portfolio. But we also have this great thing called a drop-in program, where once a month anybody can come who's been part of this program. They can bring a little story with a question. They can bring an individual observation that they're not sure about. They can bring an entire case that's so complicated that it takes the whole time of the drop-in. But when they come, they know that there's a whole load of other colleagues that are in the room, and they're all ready and receptive to support that person or those people with whatever the issue is that they might have at that point in time. I'd love to see the drop-in sessions get more and more frequent, but I'd also like to see them get more and more regional so that we can actually drill into the nuances of the clinical services that differ nationally and internationally. And then we have our summit programs, which are much more the traditional learning that you see in events. So to date, we've had 2,800 participants join our little clan. They continue to network all the time. We've done a lot of work, which I'll show you in a moment, kind of just checking that this makes a difference, and I'll show you how it does. And we've got a number of different programs there. But I'm also extremely proud that we were the first rare diseases group to become an ECHO in the Project ECHO family. And we were also then the first ECHO to ever do community-based ECHOs. So bravo to everybody that came up with those ideas, and huge thanks to everybody that made it possible. But we now have an advocacy ECHO, and we are about to start a caregivers ECHO. So this is so that we are recognizing the fundamental importance of the community and the lived experience of the community as part of that process of being able to support the entire system. We have reached 45 countries. We have a long way to go. You can see that we are very much across the north of the globe, and we very much stretch down across the Americas. And then there's this big swathe in the middle that we need to tackle. And then we get down to Australia, our beloved friends in Australia and New Zealand and some of the smaller islands. And some of the fun that we have is trying to work out what time to actually set the programs up. And I've got people like Fraser in the room, I think. Bless him, he's usually up at 4 o'clock in the morning our time. He's bright and chirpy, and I don't know how the hell he does it. We didn't expect this, but we won an award in 2023. We're in a room with thousands of other people that are doing amazing things across Project ECHO across the world, and we got an award. And it was like, oh, I think I might well up and cry. Lara couldn't believe it. It was so heavy, I had to take it home. And when I took it through customs, it's made of lead crystal, and it's in 2 parts. And I thought, well, I can't pack it, I better carry it with me. It lit the whole blooming place up. And they came and they raided my bag, and they got the thing out, and they were like, wow, this is amazing, what's this? It's for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Oh, what's that? I found myself doing an all-teach, all-learn moment in customs with our little award. So you never know, or, always find the moment. And then we celebrated our 5th birthday last year, which was great fun because there was lots to celebrate. So we know from the work that we've done researching all of this that we can increase the knowledge of people in terms of EDS and HSD. We can help them with their clinical reasoning. Really important. You can give people information, but if they can't use it and don't know how to make it, of value, it's not really much use. We've given them confidence in being able to diagnose and treat. Really fundamentally interesting to me is that there was the massive amount of reporting of increase in empathy. Starting to see people recognizing their conscious and their unconscious biases and starting to realize that they were beginning to get what the issues were from somebody else's perspective. So important. Teamworking, networking, global networking, and improving the access to care. So that's where we are. We are building out our programs. You're going to hear a little bit more in a moment from CORE, which is one of our areas that we really want to get into now, because what we would like is, rather than these be kind of international things that are happening widely with people coming to us, all great. Can we actually set these up so that they're working in your country? Can we even set them up so they're working in your region, so that you actually get the breadth, if you like, of the care and support that you need so that we can give our fantastic clinicians that support that they need. Thank you very much.